Hello! I'm Aaron, that's Booster, we're your unemployed friends. It's 4 p.m. on Friday, July 17th, and we just got out of The Odyssey, directed by Christopher Nolan and starring like every person you've ever heard of.
Wow, okay, nothing to say. Well, happy Friday, happy release day of The Odyssey. I wasn't actually that looking forward to it because I like Christopher Nolan. The Oppenheimer was good. I haven't seen it since Barbenheimer weekend, but it's cool that we have a new Christopher Nolan movie. I kind of got sick of the marketing for this movie because every 2 seconds they'd say, just 70mm IMAX. You're going to see it in 6 different formats. And the Letterboxds is like, they made little scratch cards so you can see it in all 6 formats. It's like, I really got sick of, like, this is seriously all we have to talk about this movie is just seeing it on a big old screen. So my hype was not hype. I wasn't losing my mind. I was just generically interested. That's what I said about it yesterday before I watched it. And
it's like I'm seeing it because it's Nolan, and because at least I was a Percy Jackson kid, so I have like a passing knowledge of Greek mythology.
I read the Odyssey in high school, and the Iliad too.
I did not. I've listened to Epic the Musical, and I've read Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters.
That's fair. But it's a story that everybody knows. It's the Odyssey.
Yeah, it's the Odyssey. It's 3,000 years old.
Written by Homer. I think Marge helped him out on that one.
Probably. Maybe a little bit of Maggie.
Oh, anyway. We saw it in 70mm. We live in Dallas, which is too bad because Cinemark West Plano has the 70mm IMAX. It's like, what?
I don't think it's West Plano, but yeah.
Whichever. One of 20 screens in the whole country that has like capacity for it. But then we saw it in North Park. You're going to see it in IMAX, which is my favorite screen in the whole city. And then actually we changed and saw it in 70mm, not IMAX, which was interesting. What did you think about that?
Yeah, it was cool. You could see like the film grain and everything, but it was still like the regular aspect ratio. So I've already like seen some images of the IMAX thing, so I could see that there's information being cut off, which sucks, and I don't get why they can't just send that cut out to everything. Just have bars on the side. I don't get it, but whatever.
You see it 6 different times.
Yeah, I'm not gonna see this again. Not that I didn't like it. I liked it. It was very good. It's very well made, obviously. It's very well acted.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I have some gripes with some other things, but I wasn't a huge fan of the editing. But it's also like my distaste, or it just had some pet peeves. Not many shots would linger, which I understand is a technical limitation of filming on an IMAX camera because they can only take 3 minutes at a time. That no shot can last longer than 3 minutes. And some of my favorite shots were the ones that lasted like 2.5 minutes. But then there's just a lot of like cutting at weird times during conversations that I wasn't a huge fan of.
It's so funny you say that. I didn't notice that at all. No problems with the editing or the color grading. Apparently there was one scene later that they said the color grading sucked or there was like bad continuity.
It's not that it sucked, because it was fine, and it's another thing where it's a limitation of filming on film with a physical camera in a physical location, where during the scene where they're deciding between Charybdis or going down the other way, I forget the other guy's name, where it's either they all die or 6 of them die, you can tell they filmed over different days, or at least the weather was changing, because it's like a shot of Matt Damon on the boat and it's completely overcast behind him and it's very gray, and then it switches to a shot of the ocean ahead of them and it's a completely clear blue sky. It's super bright, and it was just like, that was a little jarring. It's kind of here and there throughout the entire film, just a little bit.
Was that shot like in between dialogue, or was it trying to illustrate the passage of time?
It was not illustrating the passage of time. It was between dialogue. It was actively while they were. It was right after the siren scene.
I know.
It's like they're like, he's like, go to the whirlpool, and Eurylochus is like, no, we're going this way. We can make it. And it's like while they're holding the rudder and they're like banking the turn, and it just keeps changing color. And
I might go to the cam rip and check it out. I'm gonna verify that. I might even edit it in because I don't. All 3 of them we're talking about, I didn't notice that at all. Like it didn't break my immersion in the slightest.
It didn't break my immersion because it is another thing where I'm like, this is clearly this is what happens when you film on film, and I would rather you film on film in the way that Christopher Nolan does.
You think it was, but I don't understand. You think Christopher Nolan would just say, close enough? I really don't think it was on accident. I don't think. I disagree. I fully disagree. I don't think you guys. I disagree.
It's very noticeable.
What if it was on there was a lot of editing that showed the passage of time really quickly, because in other movies they'd say we're going to do this, and then it shows, maybe they'll leave, they'll walk, they'll get there. There was a lot of times like, we're going to do this, and the next shot they're doing it, and I really liked it. It wasn't hyperactive, but you really I wish I could remember the scene you're talking about. You seriously think that it was like an accident?
I have no explanation for it, but it was jarring.
But why wouldn't it have been to show? Maybe, I don't know. Because
it wasn't during the passage of time, it was during a conversation. It was like they're actively arguing about this thing, and the color grading is just different between shots.
I'm gonna check the camera.
It's like basically shot reverse shot, and the sky is just different because it's just they're filming on location. You can't control the weather.
They can use CGI to control the weather, though.
Yeah, but like Christopher Nolan isn't gonna be that guy.
You think he'd rather have a continuity error than a CGI just with sky?
Apparently, yeah.
I don't agree. I don't think so.
It is
anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
But that didn't like take me out of it. It was just like, oh yeah, that's what happens when you film on location over the course of probably a week. Because the boat segments were incredible. Just because filming on a boat is really, really hard.
Yeah, it was impressive.
So much of this movie is on a boat.
I can't imagine.
Not enough, but so much. Shockingly little of this movie is the actual Odyssey.
Which I also don't agree with. I don't understand that opinion.
The first half hour, not even half hour, felt like it. The first 20 minutes is just Tom Holland, and then it's some Odyssey stuff, which I liked how they told it, where I like the structure of the movie. But then the last 45 minutes to an hour of the movie is also back in Ithaca.
Okay, but that actually is in the Odyssey.
Yes, I know. But it was it was just I don't know, it was just and it's also just I don't know, the other characters on the boat didn't really get enough things to do that I was it felt like Christopher Nolan cared more about the stuff in Ithaca with Telemachus and stuff than Odysseus's journey, which is fine, and I liked it. Tom Holland was doing very well. Dare I say, my favorite part of the movie.
Wow. But you didn't like it enough.
Eurylochus, give me a character trait for Eurylochus.
Who's that?
Exactly.
That Himesh Patel, the Indian guy?
Yeah, that's his second in command. Yeah,
I liked him a lot. What, you didn't think he had enough to do?
He was great, but
it was
him.
As a character.
He's the only one who had lines on the boat. Antonio Banderas was on the boat the whole time. I don't think he spoke a line.
What? How did you know that?
Because I saw him and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Antonio Banderas, and he didn't speak.
You're positive?
No, I'm 98% sure.
Okay, Aaron's committing a microaggression.
No, it was a guy that I was I recognize this guy. He had white hair, white beard. I was I recognize this guy.
Look it up. I'm actually curious because I seriously.
I also thought that Agamemnon was Benny Safdie solely from the back of his head.
No, I knew it. They didn't show his face at all until the last second, and I said, "Oh God, it's Benny Safdie." Well, in terms of my opinion, I thought it was nice. I wasn't as bored as I was worried about being. I was worried that it'd be too long, kind of a snooze. But the editing was brief enough. Like I said, there was a lot of times when they would suggest doing something. A character would describe what they're about to do in the future, and then it would either cut to it as a fast forward or just cut to it right there. And I was really happy with that because then it kept you engaged and kind of checked in instead of, okay, they're going to have to go to this scene, they're going to go to this scene, they're walking, they're traveling. It's all right, let's kind of get the show on the road. So I was a fan of that. I wasn't sure that Matt Damon could carry a movie as Odysseus. I told my mom this yesterday because she saw it before I did. And I was worried. I was like, Matt Damon, is he really that much of a leading man to carry the Odyssey? There's no way. And I thought he did a good job.
Okay, never mind. That might not have been Antonio Banderas.
Okay, I'll edit it out. I thought there was no way. They're not going to get him to say nothing.
That's why I was confused.
That's why it was. I was kidding about a microaggression.
I know.
But it's also I wouldn't say that with my full chest if I wasn't 100% sure. Well, mainly I enjoyed it.
My bad.
That's all right. I enjoyed the Odyssey scenes, the ones I knew about. I knew the Cyclops would be there. I knew the sirens. I remembered those scenes specifically when I read it. And I remembered kind of the ending. I have to check myself. I feel like the ending was different in the book, but I liked the ending a lot in this one. I liked a lot of what they did. It was kind of slow, but I was very patient. My favorite parts about the scene were the patient scenes. I thought the siren scene was really, really patient.
Yeah,
the music was really great. When he's talking about the fall of Troy for the first time, they show it. They've been showing it all movie, but they show it for the first time. they show the tragedy of war, right? That's why Athena is literally crying because they committed so many, war crimes. So that was probably my favorite scenes. And then the ending was just really satisfying. Robert Pattinson plays a really good evil villain. Not really evil, but just slimy, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, he was also like one of the best parts of the movie.
Naturally.
He can't give a bad performance, I think.
Yeah, he ruled.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
I did like a lot of the stuff in Ithaca. Like, I really like Tom Holland. Like, I'm glad he's in like a real movie now. And like him and Robert Pattinson, I think worked very well together. And him and Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway was
she did
acting
really
her
good.
ass off. She was serving so much con.
She's really good at giving cry face. The other day I watched Mother Mary, which was directed by the guy who directed The Green Knight.
Okay, yeah.
And I left a review about it referencing Sky Riley because Mother Mary's supposed to be like a pop star.
Yeah.
And Anne Hathaway the whole time is just doing the same performance of crying, weeping, shaky voice. And she's great at it, but it was used a lot better in this movie than that movie.
Yeah.
I didn't like Mother Mary. Sky Riley forever.
My queen. I feel like I've been dogging on the movie. I liked the movie.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was very, very good.
But it was
I was coming... Yeah, it was good. I was coming in hoping to want to see it again, to try to go see it in IMAX 70 millimeter.
Me too.
And I left and I was like, I don't really want to do that.
I know, I thought the same. I liked... It took me a second because I get so used to digital projection.
Yeah.
In the first 30 minutes, every time there was a white, like a sky or anything like that, it looked like it was flashing. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was either the projector was warming up, or we're just not used to seeing like movies in a film projector.
Yeah.
But it took me a second. It was a little shaky, but I liked seeing like literally the Letterboxd cut, like the part that cuts off the top and the bottom of the film. That was cool.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because I've had two different people say they want to see this movie with me, and now, I wanted to say, yeah, we'll go see it IMAX 70 mil when it's you can actually buy tickets for it now that they're not full. I don't know. I mean, it's a long movie. I thought about maybe saying yes to that. Like maybe I could see it again. I don't know. I didn't really want to watch Oppenheimer again, and I liked Oppenheimer more than this.
Yeah, I also liked Oppenheimer, and I wanted to see it again at the time, but I was like, I don't want to spend 3 hours in the theater again.
Yeah, and it's so long.
I did rewatch it earlier this year, and it holds up. Like, that movie is like incredibly well paced.
Hell yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like 3 hours. Mm-hmm. This one, I felt the runtime.
I kind of didn't, which
I do and don't. Like, I did like how like methodical it was. But then there were other scenes that I didn't feel like sat enough.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was.
I don't know how to say what I mean.
I don't really. Yeah, I mean, it's ironic because it feels like we like it, but I almost feel like a 7 out of 10 feels so low because everyone's gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Like it's probably I think it's in the Letterboxd top 50 or top 25 of all time right now.
That's crazy.
Because it always happens. But
it does feel like I should like it more.
I feel that too because it's Christopher Nolan. I love Christopher Nolan. I like it. He makes good stuff. Memento is my favorite movie from him, and that was 26 years ago. So I like Inception.
I've only seen Oppie and Interstellar.
Oh, that's crazy.
In like the last few years.
I forgot about Interstellar.
Like I saw Inception forever ago. I've seen Dunkirk, but it was like
seen it.
Over 10 years ago that I don't count it as actually having seen them.
Yeah, I know. I just that is kind of the weird thing because we kind of all got out and there was a full theater, and when the movie ended, this one person way at the front, he did like open hand clapping and no one else did. It almost felt pointed. I was like, I'm not clapping for this. It wasn't funny. And it pissed off our friend because of how dorky it was, but it was like I don't know, man. You clap at like premieres. You don't clap. I know it's Friday, but you don't clap at like a 2 p.m. showing of.
Yeah, it's like you clap after like the midnight showing when they did those. It's
no one else clapped. Maybe like one person in the back like kind of helped him out, but otherwise it was one person in a theater of like 40 people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think our theater liked it, but I guess not enough to applaud for it. That's for sure.
It's definitely. I think like a lot of the people there are like the normies who are like. Christopher Nolan is like one of the only names they know, and so they'll pull up for him, which I do like that there is one single director who can like who's still making good movies.
Like Steven Spielberg.
I was about to say who still makes good movies.
What?
Who still makes good movies.
Oh,
Steven Spielberg hasn't made a good one in a while. But
True.
it's like, who still makes good movies, who can still like drive an audience solely on his name alone as a director.
Yeah.
And I love that he like is like, we do as much as possible practically in camera. I'm like, that's great. The Cersei sequence was very well done. The Cyclops
There's TF. There's TF in
really
this movie.
cool.
There's literally animal to pig TF. Spoilers, but I was pogging, so that was hilarious.
It's not a spoiler for the Odyssey.
I didn't remember that scene at all, actually.
I remembered it from Percy Jackson. She turns him into a guinea pig.
Well, speaking of the Cyclops, I did like how they took scenes that like everyone knows the Cyclops, like, oh, nobody has blinded me. Apparently you didn't remember that part.
I remembered it more so being mentioned in Percy Jackson.
Okay, that's fair. Well, in the Odyssey, there's the Cyclops and he gets blinded and stuff, and it's kind of mystical and whimsy and kind of silly, I guess, maybe a little bit. But I liked how this movie especially took those scenes with that tone and really made it really serious.
Yeah.
Like when they made it dark and scary and kind of freaky, and when they blind him, it's like this crazy yell and scream, and sound design is
yeah, the
really
sound
intense.
Design and the score were really
The score was good. I like
movie.
the siren. The score of the siren scene was probably my favorite scene, ironically.
I don't remember exactly which scene, but there was one scene where Reno leans over to me. I think it was when I think John Bernthal's first scene.
Oh yeah.
Or like around that, like when he's retelling some stuff, Reno leans over to me and was like, "This movie's scored really well."
Yeah,
and
it is
I was
really
like,
good.
that is about like when it clicked for me.
Sure.
It's good. It's really great throughout the whole movie.
I liked it. I liked the telling of the Trojan horse. You know, that was cool. Elliot Page did a good job.
Yeah.
It's good. You know, I thought it would be an 8 out of 10. Sitting with it, you know, probably is a 7. We're gonna be like the lowest of our friends on our Letterboxds to give it that score.
It is a 7.
Oh, my friend's giving it a 10. Y'all need to watch more movies, I think. I mean,
Yeah,
I could see how a normie would think it's a 10. I get it.
Yeah, because it is spectacle, and it is like very well crafted in a way that other like spectacle films
I agree.
aren't. So it's like I don't blame people for giving it a very high score, but it was just like I gave Oppenheimer a 10.
Wow.
And
I wouldn't do that.
It's just like, that is miraculous to me that it works.
Yeah.
When it's just dudes talking about physics, and this has a lot more like motion to it, and it just kind of like
Okay, my phone got way too hot in the Texas summer. Fuck summer.
Oh god.
We'll give our ratings real quick because we've been yapping long enough.
It is the Odyssey's a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I thought it would be an 8 out of 10. It's a 7. I like it less than Oppenheimer.
Which you did give an 8, I think, right?
I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is not my favorite movie of the year. The Invite still is.
And Nirvana, the band that showed the movie.
And a few others, honestly, that are above it.
And Obsession.
We'll see Hadestown next week.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks for 200 subscribers.
Yes, thank you so much,
Subscribe
guys.
if
You're
you
the best.
want.
Like, comment,
You'll
subscribe, tell your
see
friends.
ya.